round 1. Right, round 2, I'll read you the lists for anything but all the possible answers to question 1. The French regnal names, apart from Louis, well, we had Robert, Henry, Philip, John, Charles, or Francis. All fairly standard names there for kings, I think you would agree. Robert, Henry, Philip, John, Charles, or Francis. They've got some great nicknames, the French kings, if you go back through history. Philip the Amorous, Louis the Fat, Louis the Quarreller, and Louis the Universal Spider. Some of my highlights. Why is there not a film about Louis the Universal Spider? Maybe there is, so I'm too lazy to check. Question 2 was name any emirate of the United Arab Emirates except Dubai. Here's the list. Al Quwain, Sharjah, Ras Al Khaimah, Fujairah, Ajman, or Abu Dhabi. I suspect Abu Dhabi will be the answer most people said there. It contains the capital city of the country after all, but well done if you said any of those. Question 3, name any K-pop artist. Yes, any South Korean artist with a Billboard Top 40 hit except BTS. Well, 2 of the 7 answers here are actual members of the group BTS, Jimin and Jungkook. I think I'm saying that right. So well done if you said either of those. And the other 5 are Psy, remember him from Gangnam Style, Blackpink, 50/50, Sugar, or Pinkfong. Pinkfong, the company, I suppose you could say, that made the infamous Baby Shark. So one more time, Jimin, Jungkook, Psy, Blackpink, 50/50, Sugar, or Pinkfong. The 7 possible answers there. Question 4 then, the 7 SI base units are the metre, that's the one that I mentioned, the measure of length, and the second, the kilogram, the ampere, the Kelvin, the mole, or the candela. So the second, obviously measuring time, kilogram, mass, ampere, electric current, Kelvin is the SI unit of temperature, mole, amount of a substance, not quite sure what that means, and candela, luminous intensity. Yes, I understand most of that. Science, not my strongest suit, but well done if you said any of those. And question 5, any team to win 3 English top division football championships, either Division 1 or the Premier League, if you are interested, in a row. The others to do this are, remember Huddersfield Town doing that ending in 1926, that was their 3rd of the 3. So Huddersfield Town, Arsenal, ending in 1935, Liverpool, 1984, or Manchester United, 2001 and 2009. They've done it twice in the Premier League era. So Huddersfield, Arsenal, Liverpool, or Manchester United. The other answers apart from Manchester City, asterisk. Round 3 was bad reads. Let's listen to a little bit of these again. Question 1.
But my God, F. Scott, please try to find a plot.
Perhaps the biggest clue coming at the end there when they basically named the author, but that review was about The Great Gatsby. So 2 points for The Great Gatsby, if you said that. F. Scott Fitzgerald, of course, being referenced in there. Question 2, here's a bit of it.
People who think this book has depth must be like the protagonist, imagining things. The book has no moral. It teaches us nothing of use except that books of chivalry are silly.
Yeah, a nice amount of detail in this one without giving it away exactly. The answer is Don Quixote, the Miguel de Cervantes classic Don Quixote, or the full title, The Ingenious Gentleman Don Quixote of La Mancha, if you said that, or the equivalent in Spanish. So well done if you got that one. Question 3 was this.
Sure, I get the interpretation that as terrible as Heathcliff and Cathy are, it's their love that redeems them, and isn't that romantic? No.
So the question basically, what famous book has Heathcliff and Cathy as lovers? The answer is Wuthering Heights by Bronte, the Bronte of the Emily variety. So Wuthering Heights, 2 points there. Question 4.
What I expected was a slightly twisted love story. What I got instead was Gothic architecture.
Yeah, I was maybe a bit stingy with details here. I removed the names of 2 characters from that review, full disclosure. The answer is The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Or the actual French title, Notre Dame de Paris, just the name of the cathedral. So yeah, Quasimodo and Esmeralda. I removed those 2 names because I thought Quasimodo, that's a bit obvious. Did you get Hunchback of Notre Dame? I hope that was enough. Anyway, twisted love story, Gothic architecture. I wonder. Anyway, question 5.
How many ridiculously named lands of oddly-sized people can we possibly visit? Keep reading to find out.
Yeah, we had Swift, the surname of the author. We had Lands of Oddly Sized People. We even had the word travelogue in there to give you Gulliver's Travels, the Jonathan Swift novel. Gulliver's Travels, our last answer for the bad reads round. I hope you liked that little experiment. Round 4, last in line, just involves me reading the entire list, doesn't it? Instead of saying what at the end and then explaining what I meant by that list. So number 1 was the name of all these films: Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Raiders of the Lost Ark, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Schindler's List, Saving Private Ryan, Munich, Lincoln, West Side Story, and the answer is The Fabelmans, because these are Steven Spielberg's Oscar nominations for Best Director specifically. So you may have got that they were all Spielberg films, but did you get that they were all ones he's been nominated for an Academy Award for Best Director for? So The Fabelmans, the latest one, as I speak to you in 2023. Question 2, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, South Korea, Sri Lanka, and the answer is Syria. Simply, these are the Asian countries beginning with S in alphabetical order, ending fairly obviously with Syria, S-Y. Question 3, WeChat, Messenger, TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, YouTube, and the answer here is Facebook. These are the social media platforms with over 1 billion monthly active users, as I speak to you in 2023, right at the end of May as this comes out. Facebook, the top one there, we're going up in number of users in that list. Facebook has almost 3 billion monthly active users, apparently. Question 4, Spice World, and the answer is Forever. Again, very, very simple. These are our studio albums released by the Spice Girls. Heard of them? Ask your parents. They'll know. So Forever, the last of their 3 albums, released in 2000. Question 5 is our last one then. Jump to the left, step to the right. With your hands on your hips, bring your knees in tight. Pelvic thrust times 5. Hip swivel. And the answer is do the time warp, or do the time warp. Again, basically anything to do with the time warp. These are the basic steps on how to do the aforementioned time warp from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, the film. These instructions taken from the website of the official UK Rocky Horror fan club, which is also called Time Warp. Have I said time warp enough times? That's the answer anyway. Okay, we've reached quiz's end for the week. Thanks for listening. Thanks for scoring 40 out of 40. And most of all, thanks for being your authentic self here in the quiz cupboard. Don't worry, I can take all the stuff you shout at me in the knowledge that it's all part of the game. Hey, if you left a nice rating or review, I think it would make me like you even more if that's at all possible. Or you can give me a follow at Quiz Cupboard on one of the 3 social media platforms used by people over 30. You know the ones I mean. Or email quizcupboard@gmail.com. It's episode 50 next week. See you then. Pleasure doing business with you.